morning, brothers and sisters and fellow Nigerians. I want to discuss about two subjects today, but first of all, the most important one is to congratulate my brothers and sisters who are celebrating. I'm talking about my Muslim brothers and Muslim sisters all over the world. I wish you all a happy celebration. And now I am going to really talk a little bit about Asari Dokubo. Why? Because this is a time of peace, unity, and tolerance. This is a time for togetherness. You know, our beauty is that we have a lot of ethnicities in Nigeria, you know, and that's supposed to be a plus to us. So we celebrate different culture and identities. I've written to the president today. It's going to be in every social platform, every newspaper, to preach more unity, to preach more love, and condemn what Asari Dokubo did as regard, branding weapons online, threatening the Igbos. We're talking about little weapons, fabrication of arms, and then we're allowing somebody to have a submachine gun, you know, because he was given an opportunity to visit the presidency. Asari Dokubo, I don't like insulting people, and I will not insult him, but I think he needs a therapy. He needs, perhaps to be evaluated mentally, because he's not the owner of Nigeria. He doesn't own Nigeria. I said this especially because of, it's the time of celebration, and its faith is identified with Islamic. Islamic is not a violent religion. I have a lot of brothers and sisters who are Muslim. They preach peace, you know, and Malcolm X, who said, by every means necessarily, we must fight the oppressor, was a Muslim, all right? So Islamic is not a violent religion, and I disagree with those who want to paint it as a violent religion. But we must talk to Asari Dokubo to stop his nonsense. So I've written to the presidency, written to NSA, I've written to especially a new Inspector General Police who described himself as 2-in-1, a tiger and a leopard. I like that. So you need to invite him, because nobody's above the law, and nobody can be allowed to have weapons and other denials of weapons to protect themselves. So we need to ensure that what Asari Dokubo did, nobody will follow suit, and he would never dare do it again. That's one. I want to congratulate President Ahmed Tinubu for a job well done. I've seen some good job. He's doing pretty well. Yeah, pretty well, you know. But I also want to let him know that you cannot continue to push the people into poverty. So you must ensure you talk poverty. So you must ensure you talk to the BDC, which of course had been privatized all over Nigeria, that they cannot increase the electrical bill. You guys came with a surprise and pushed the fuel pump from 180 to 580. Nigerians are still dealing with it. Some of them, it's not funny to them. Some of them have died of depression. Some of them are sick. Some of them are having heart attack. So you cannot continue to push it to the poor. I don't believe in Nigerian Labour Congress. They just talk. They back. They roll like a lion who cannot even bite, right? So I'm sure that if you guys don't drop that idea, I'm going to mobilize massively to protest it. It's better we live in darkness, you know, than giving us what we cannot pay. The workers are still earning, if they are lucky, 30,000 a month. And some unscrupulous governors have not even made that condition to pay workers adequate salary. I think before you should do this, salary must be increased. We must think about the welfare of the people. You know, in this society, you take from the rich, who is very rich, you increase their taxation to succor the very poor, so you can pay them welfare, even if they are not working. Nigerians are not lazy people. They're not even asking for welfare. They're asking for electricity. They're asking for the basic things. They're asking for what the Constitution guaranteed them, that you must protect our life and property. So we are not asking too much, right? You're covering the camera, girl. So, again, let me also mention to you quickly that the president said a problem is insurmountable, but he didn't measure how he's going to do it. We realize that you're working day and night, but there was something missing, and Nigeria wants to know. President Muhammadu Buhari failed all of us. It's a regret having it there. His time in office was a waste time. But you have not told us too about the Ikoyi scandal. It's still in our mind. There's a lot of money there. That money can solve the electricity problem in Nigeria. That money can build hospitals that Nigeria never had now. That money can improve on the welfare and the police salary. You had not mentioned that, President Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Yes, it was not in your time, but you were aware of it. We want those who are responsible, who own that money in those Ikoyi apartments, to be brought to book, to be tried if they are found guilty, to be sentenced to life imprisonment or to be executed, to serve as a deterrent to other Nigerians who want to steal our common patrimony. And finally, we know that Asari Dokubo indicted a lot of military and navies and civil defense that they were exploiting and stealing our oils. So we want you, because you have the gut and the courage already, to stop the subsidy. The president said a problem is insurmountable, but he didn't measure how he's going to do it. We realize that you're working day and night, but there was something missing, and Nigeria wants to know. President Muhammadu Buhari failed all of us. It's a regret having it there. His time in office was a waste time. But you have not told us too about the Ikoyi scandal. It's still in our mind. There's a lot of money there. That money can solve the electricity problem in Nigeria. That money can build hospitals that Nigeria never had now. That money can improve on the welfare and the police salary. You had not mentioned that, President Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Yes, it was not in your time, but you were aware of it. We want those who are responsible, who own that money in those Ikoyi apartments, to be brought to book, to be tried if they are found guilty, to be sentenced to life imprisonment or to be executed, to serve as a deterrent to other Nigerians who want to steal our common patrimony. And finally, we know that Asari Dokubo indicted a lot of military and navies and civil defense that they were exploiting and stealing our oils. So we want you, because you have the gut and the courage already, to stop the subsidy. You have the gut and the courage already to arrest and detain Emefiele, to detain that little kid, that boy, who was the former EFCC chairman. I don't know his name. I don't want to know his name because he's not a very nice person. I know people who are nice. I call them by their names, right? Now, you cannot end there. You must recover all the money Emefiele stole. You must recover all the money he gave to his people that he favored. Because it's not their money. It's Nigerian money. And finally, you talk about, those who are behind the obvious subsidy. You know them. You know their girlfriends. You know their wives. When the Ponzi scam happened in America, the guy who started the Ponzi scam was not only jailed for 138 years. The girlfriend jewelry were recovered. Houses he bought for his friend were recovered. Houses he bought for his mother, his family were recovered. Nobody should benefit from crime that has been committed against innocent Nigerians. If you mean business, we know some of them and your party, because Adam Oshomole's favorite statement that Akpabio. If you join APC, your sin will be forgiven. And his sin was forgiven. He was alleviated to a senior president. You can see his convoy the other day when Nigerians are suffering. We can't even eat 3 square meal. We're investing more money in convoy. And when you look at the people who gave you democracy, for example, America especially, most of their congressmen sleep in their office, live in their constituency to have